This question seems simple, but a lot of people get it wrong because they can't see the hidden geometry in it. Can you find the shaded area before my explanation? So pause everything, try to solve it, and then tell me in the comments. Now, shall we go to the board? Here's what the problem says. Consider the figure composed of two congruent squares placed vertically side by side. The total height of the figure is 10 centimeters and the horizontal distance between the left edge and the right vertex is 13 centimeters. What is the area of the shaded region? Guys, shaded means the same as hatched, okay? So we want to find this shaded region of the figure. Now, when we come across a problem like this with some tricky words, it makes you a bit nervous, doesn't it? Well, stay calm because I'm going to show you the step-by-step process. Take a look here. I'm going to clear this up so we can solve it better, make the board more organized. The question said there are two congruent squares. In other words, two similar squares, they're the same. It's this square on top and this square down here. And the horizontal distance between the left edge and the right vertex is 13 centimeters. It's drawn there in the figure for us, so it's straightforward. We want to find this area here. Look, the area of this triangle. Now here's the question, the one that won't go away. Where are we going to start solving this? Calm down, take it easy, because the question said that these two squares are congruent squares. So they are similar. If this height is 10 centimeters, then each side of the square is 5 centimeters. Okay? The squares are identical. Now use your head a little bit here with me, okay? If this distance at the base here of this figure is 13 centimeters, we already have a distance of 5 centimeters there. The base of this square, how much is missing for us to complete the 13 centimeters? Well, if we already have 5, we're missing 8 centimeters. That's it. 8 plus 5 is 13. So, this distance here, look, is 8 centimeters. Well, now that we have these measurements, I'm going to show you two different ways for us to solve this problem. The first way is by finding the total area, that is the area of this whole figure here, which is actually a trapezoid. Let's find this total area, and we're going to subtract the empty areas, which are the two squares and this triangle at the bottom, so we can find only the area of the shaded region, the hatched area, which is what the question is asking for. Alright? Finding the total area, which is the area of the trapezoid, to find the area of the trapezoid, we're going to use the following formula. Look, the area of the trapezoid is equal to b plus b times the height divided by 2. B is the base, B is the smaller base, H is the height, alright? And we already have all these measurements there. Look, the larger base is equal to 13 centimeters, right? This larger base, which is the bottom base there. So, the area will be equal to 13 plus B, which is the smaller base up there. Look, 5, so plus 5. Times the height. Here is the height. The height is 10. So times 10, all of that divided by 2. Solving this, look, 13 plus 5 is equal to 18. 18 times 10 is 180, okay? 180 divided by 2 is equal to 90. So the total area of the trapezoid of this whole figure here is equal to 90 square centimeters. I'll keep it saved here. Since we already have the total area, now we're going to calculate the area of these two squares, which are these empty areas, the area of the two squares and the area of this triangle here. Then we're going to take the total area and subtract these areas. Only the area we want will be left, which is the shaded area, the hatched area, okay? So by calculating the area of these two squares, you can see that if we take and add these two squares together, we'll have a rectangle. We can already calculate this rectangle's area at once. We put the two squares together here, see? And the area of the rectangle is base times height. What is the base of this rectangle? The base is 5 and the height is 10, alright? So calculating, the area of this blue rectangle here will be 5 times 10, which is base times height. The area will be equal to 50 square centimeters. Great, we already know the area of those two small squares. Next, we'll calculate this triangle's area. The area of the triangle is base times height divided by 2. We already have the base of the triangle, which is 8, and we also have the height of the triangle, which is 5. It's the same as the square's side. So, the area will be equal to base times height, 8 times 5 divided by 2. 8 times 5 is 40, so it will be 40 divided by 2, which is equal to 20. Cool, look, now we already have the total area, which is 90 square centimeters. We already have the areas of the two squares, which is 50 square centimeters, and we already have the area of this triangle, all right? Let's take the total area and subtract these areas. We'll be left with the shaded area. I'm going to clean and organize this, see? The total area of the trapezoid is 90. I wrote it in the corner there. Let's calculate the shaded area. So, the shaded area, which is the area we want from this red triangle, will be equal to the total area, which is 90 minus these empty areas we found, which is 50 centimeters, which is the area of the two squares, plus the area of the triangle, which is 20, 50 plus 20 is 70. So, 90 square centimeters minus 70 square centimeters. With that, the shaded area, which is the one we want to find, will be equal to 90 minus 70, which is 20 square centimeters. Whoever chose option B celebrated and got the question right. Now you might ask me, Professor, isn't there a way for us to solve this faster? Yes, there is a second way that I'm going to show you now so we can solve this question quickly. Pay attention here. We want to find the area of this triangle that's in red, which is the shaded area. Well, to find the area of a triangle, as I mentioned earlier, the area is base times height divided by 2. If we think for a moment, look at this triangle. Actually, the base of this triangle is the same length as the side of this square here, which is equal to 5. And the height of this triangle is actually this distance here, which is 8. But teacher, the triangle is sideways. If we stand this triangle up, look, by standing the triangle up, you'll see that this base measurement here is the same as that side of the square. And the height is actually this measurement here, which is equal to 8. So, since we have the base and the height of the triangle, to calculate the area of the triangle, which is base times height divided by 2, we just need to plug it into the formula. The base is 5 times the height, which is 8, all of that divided by 2. Well, 5 times 8 is 40, and 40 divided by 2 is equal to 20. You're going to mark letter B. You went straight to the answer and solved the question quickly. You just need to realize that this triangle is lying down. If you stand the triangle up, you'll notice that its base is actually the same length as the side of the square, and its height is this measurement here, which is 8. If you solved it in a different way than I did, let me know in the comments. Now, if you like this kind of geometry challenge, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and leave a like to help our channel grow. Don't forget to share it with your friends on social media. And comment down below Haito80 so I know you made it this far. Big hug from Professor Robson Lyers. See you in the next class.